Hello everyone, my name is Mandana and I'm here on my show called Let's Talk About It. And today we are also going to give you a beautiful experience, making you meet a friend, a person who's very good. And her name is Raheelaa. She's a Reiki practitioner, also a numerologist, an aura reader, and a psychotherapist. So all of this in one umbrella is Raheelaa. Thank you so much for coming for the show.
Thank you so much, Mandana, for calling me over.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Acha, Raheelaa, tell me about your experience of Reiki and what does this mean? What does this Reiki healing mean?
Mandana, Reiki, in the simplest form, it's just like an Aladdin's lamp.
Okay.
And that's how I actually experienced it throughout my life, that whatever you wish for, you can do Reiki for that, and alhamdulillah, by the grace of God, you get it.
Beautiful.
It's so interesting and intriguing. Like you asked, what is Reiki? So let's just first understand the basis of it, and everyone will clearly understand that how is it so magical. So the word Reiki comes from a Greek word called that's Re and Ki. So Re means universe, life force, and Ki means energy. So Reiki means all the universal life force energy around us. And when we talk about universal energy, what comes to your mind? Or I would also invite the viewers to think that what comes to their mind? What energy could it be?
Great energy, universal energy,
Divine
energy.
Divine.
Yeah.
So it's pure Allah's Noor. And that Noor comes in you, and if we transfer it through our hands into the other person's body if we are doing the healing. And what happens is this, that, on a whole, we are made of energy. Everything in this universe is made of energy, right? Even this sofa, you, me, we are all connected and we are all made of energy. Now, whenever we have any problem in our body, let's call it disease. So disease is basically a dis-ease of the mind, which occurs due to an accumulation of energy that comes from our lower vibrations. For example, emotions like sadness, anger, guilt, depression, fear. All these emotions, they are low vibrational emotions and they have toxicity, right? So they create disease and discomfort in our body. We all know that.
Yes.
So when this disease and discomfort keeps accumulating for a longer period of time, this starts storing in different organs in our body.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So when they store in different organs, then they start making energetic blocks. So with Reiki, what we do is that pure divine energy goes into the body and it pushes those blocks and unties the knots. So that energy releases, pure energy takes its place, and one feels nice and calm. So that's how it works.
Okay, so how do you entangle this, like when you say psychotherapy? So that's a complete degree and a complete different way of looking at therapy or treatment.
Yeah.
So and I'm sure it's much bigger perspective, like it's divine and it's psychotherapy. So you are actually mixing talk therapy with energy healing.
Yes.
So how does that combination work in your session?
So Mandana, it's an amazing question, because there are so many people who keep asking me about it, that how do you do so many things. Even once my supervisor asked me that, Raheelaa, people really crave for body therapy. How come you came to psychotherapy after doing body therapy? So basically, I always use a very integrative approach. And as I mentioned earlier, that everything in this universe is energy. Even psychotherapy or psychology or any other form of talk therapy is also basically an exchange of energy. And what we are doing in that, we are actually transforming the energy through talking. So that's one aspect of it. But when I talk about this, that I use an integrative approach, and how do I connect these two things together? So it's very, very interesting that I do a lot of body work, because I also have a background of yoga. I'm a yoga teacher. So, and I'm very, very somatic. So whatever the person is feeling, I can mirror the person. And I use my body in order to process the person's emotions. So I do a lot of emotional regulation through that.
So they don't have to really say a lot of things. You can also feel.
Yes, we just do go through the feeling when I'm in a session with my client. So, for example, for instance, I would say, okay, my head is feeling very heavy. I'm just wondering what's happening with you. And then they're like, oh yeah, my head is heavy. And then we bypass all the talking, and then we just stay with the feeling. We witness it, we let it pass, and that is also a very beautiful way of transforming the energy. So when you look at the energy long enough, or the emotion, just for the understanding, the emotion entangles and it releases.
Okay, so what happens? How does energy healing support emotional and mental well-being?
So energy healing is, it's not supporting, but it's creating.
Okay.
Okay. So when we do a Reiki session, for instance, or any form of energy healing, the basic concept, even in yoga, people who know yoga, the basic concept of yoga is to bring the body to balance. And once the body comes in balance, the body automatically heals.
Yes.
So we balance the energies in the body. That is how the mind strengthens and the body strengthens eventually.
Wow. Okay, so tell me, you were saying something about aura healing or aura understanding. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about what does that mean? Like how do you explain that?
Okay, so let's just first understand what is aura. So the energy field surrounding anything, any object, any person is the aura of that person, right? For example, this area around me is my aura. And aura is basically an energy body that Allah Ta'ala has kept for the protection of our physical body. So when you meet someone, you must have seen that initially you meet someone for the first time and all of a sudden you feel nice and vibrant and uplifted in the presence of that person. And at times you enter into a place and you're like, oh my God, I want to run away from this place.
Yeah.
So that is the aura of that place or the aura of that person. So the energy has a lot of information about that person. So when we talk about aura reading, and by the way, when we do a Reiki session, or when we are even healing someone from any kind of modality, eventually the result is that the aura gets clean and brighter. So there's another very interesting fact that in every person, the aura, the radius of the aura is approximately 8 meters.
Yeah.
But depending on our circumstances, emotional dysregulations and all, the aura can shrink, and there can also be holes in the aura. So when there are holes in the aura, then the person is likely to get sick.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we talk about, I do a lot of psychic readings. That's what we spoke about, and that's how I read the aura. So every aura has a different color. And just by tuning into the colors of the aura, it gives a lot of information about that person.
So if you find somebody is having an aura holes in the
aura,
it's very small, how would you help that person?
So again, as I mentioned earlier, we will do Reiki and we will just push everything in the body that is creating that. And once basically our body operates on a system or energy system of chakras. Just like our heart is a pump for the blood that supplies blood to all parts of the body. In the similar way, there is a system of chakras that is responsible for the energy body of the person. So there are 7 main chakras that are along the spine. So what we do is that we balance the energies of those chakras, and when the energy is balanced, it starts vibrating and pulsating
and then your aura starts,
and the aura also starts expanding. That's one way. Then the first thing that we do, just like a psychic surgery, like what the physicians do. So when someone comes to me with holes in the aura, so first I have to put energetic patches in the aura. So that the energy, you must have heard that people say that, oh, मैं इतना drain feel कर रही हूँ, it's leaking and I feel so drained and I feel that there is no energy. So that's where there is a 70 to 80% chance that there are holes in the aura and the energy is draining. So we first put patches, energetic patches.
So how do they sustain? or it's like you have to do that on a regular basis, or it's something that can happen once and you will feel the desert shift?
Yes, this is such an amazing question, Mandana, because at times, like Reiki is very miraculous. And there's so many aspects of Reiki that have been medically and scientifically proven. And there are still many aspects of Reiki that have not been proven. For example, while sitting here, I can send Reiki to anyone, anywhere else in the world for any reason. And even if I've not seen the person before, so people don't know that how it's known as an intelligent energy as well. So how does it know to where to go and how to go and heal the same thing, right? And then the second thing is this that sorry, what was your question?
My question was, how do you, if there are holes, and you said you can put patches on?
Yeah. So that was I was telling you that it's so miraculous that at times only one session is enough
To do that.
to do that, and that
And do
patches
you-
did sustain.
And they will feel the shift? The
They feel
person
the
will
shift. Yes. They feel
Even
the
if
shift.
he doesn't believe in it, or if
Yes.
he doesn't. Oh,
Yes,
wow.
there's so many
Okay, so
people who
let's
say-
do something here.
Yeah.
We were going to ask Raheelaa to make me a patient and give me some understanding of what she's talking about. So tell me, where do we start with? Where do we start with Reiki? Do we start with
So we
numerology?
were talking
or-
about aura, so let's just
Yes,
start with
talk
the
about
aura.
aura. Okay, yeah.
So if I just tune into your aura, so I can see different colors at the moment. There are different aspects in which the colors appear. At times people just have one color, and at times people can have certain colors.
Is
Now-
that good, or how is it supposed to have lots of colors?
No,
or-
it's that person's personality.
Hmm.
So in your case, I can see a mix of different colors.
Okay.
So normally these kind of people, it's not a complete rainbow. So if there are complete all rainbow colors, then the child is a star child, and it's gifted with a lot of intuitive abilities,
Wow.
like psychic abilities, intuitive abilities, paranormal abilities. Now, in your case, I can very clearly see that there is on the right side there is a lot of white, a mist of white and blue, and then in the middle there is middle towards the left there is red, and there is a lot of yellow as well. So in this case, I can see that yellow could be your predominant. And then in the red also tells us it shows some sort of frustration or anger that might have the person might have been dealing with in the past, because the left is always the recent past, and the right is the current or the
past.
recent future.
Okay.
So so and then that's how I get to know that you are yearning and longing for a lot of clarity, wisdom, peace. That's what you might be working towards as well, and connections with people, that's also coming in your aura. And then it also is telling me now that you think a lot.
Okay.
It's like a lot. And then I could be wrong, but I can sense that it's kind of, you have that switch that where you can switch off and where you can tune in. That's how you
Yeah, that's true.
are doing
Very
it.
true.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So yes. So that's how we read the aura, and then there are different layers, and we can go deeper into the layers.
Okay, so
Yes.
what about, so you told me something is on the right and something is in the center and then something is on the left.
Yeah.
So is there something on the left here? Do you see colors in the left?
Yeah, I told you that it's towards the
all
left is
the
red
colors.
and blue, yellow, and there's white and blue, a mist
Oh,
of white and blue
okay.
towards the right. Yes.
Okay, and she's very, very good and accurate. I think I really understand what she's talking about. Thank you so much. Okay, so now, tell me, what can we understand? Yeah, so Reiki, how would you see or feel? Can you energetically feel the person's energy? Like you can feel my energy?
Yes. If I tune into the person, like I connect, as I told you that I first read the aura. When someone comes, there are few certain problems that they come in with. We discuss that, and then there are certain things that I see in the person's aura, and that's how I guide them. That is something that we can work on, and then when we actually go in a session, and the session is I always do it in a traditional way, that is making the person lie down on the floor. And then it's like a 45-minute to 1 hour session in which I will place my hands on different parts of the body, primarily the main chakra points. That's where we balance and energize the different systems.
Okay, so here is a very important point. जब आप रेकी के experience से गुजरेंगे, so you will feel the shift.
Yes.
And when we say ke, in her, like she explained in her session, it's all about somebody lying down because you are actually going through their spine and you're actually feeling the energy in that level with your hands. So I have never experienced it, but I've heard a lot about it, and I think from her experience, and there are also categories. They're masters and they're
practitioners.
Yeah. So do you think one should always go to a master, because this is a process that should not be? What is your view on that?
Mandana, like before this, I would like to clarify one thing that you also mentioned, that you have to believe in it. I believe that Reiki is so amazing that it makes you, the results make you believe in it. So that's one point. Secondly, in Reiki, it's a choice, and I always feel that it's so easy and simple to learn, yet everyone cannot learn it, and that's so amazing. My first Reiki teacher told me that, and she was a Britisher, and I was like, oh, ye to अंग्रेजों की बनाई हुई बातें हैं. But I was just 17 when I first learned Reiki. But then when I started experiencing and doing it on other people, I was like, she was absolutely right with every word she said. And I always, it's a free choice, it's a free will. Some people just come for, there are 3 different levels. Level 1 is present healing, like you are present in front of me, I'll place my hand on your body and I will heal you. Even if you want to heal yourself or others, that's the first level. The second level is absent or distance healing. Sitting here, I can send Reiki to anyone, anywhere else in the world. And then there is the third level of Reiki, that's the spiritual healing, in which your spirit is attuned and your connection with the divine or the universe becomes very, very stronger and sharper. Then there is often in traditional Usui system of Reiki, it's called the master level. And then there is a master teacher level, in which you become a teacher and then you can transfer the energy further on to people. You can actually into Reiki. So everyone does not reach the teacher's level, and it's not mandatory or necessary for everyone to reach that. At times people will just do the first and second level and they are good to go.
Okay. Thank you so much for all that information. You also mentioned you're a numerologist. Okay, so can you tell me how do you do it? That's also done with a name or a number or a birth?
Yeah. Okay. So basically, people often also ask, what is the difference between astrology and numerology? So the major difference, both are tools of divination. The major difference is that astrology is the science of planets. That's why the time of birth is very important in astrology. And numerology is the science of numbers. So in this, we primarily take the date of birth and the name. And in certain, because I do Vedic numerology as well, so in certain cases, for more accuracy, I can also take the time and place of birth.
Achha, so why is the time of place of birth so important? Because Pakistan में तो मुझे लगता है कोई कभी record ही नहीं रखते. We are so careless about it.
Yes.
So what is the significance of the time?
So in astrology, it brings a more accurate chart, because it depends कि कितने degree के ऊपर आपका उस वक्त ascendant था और वहां से रीडिंग होती है. So that is why numerology is more handy. कि even if you do, as you mentioned, कि लोगों को तो पता ही नहीं होता. Like my parents are always still late. So one says सुबह के वक्त हुई थी, कहते रात के होती थी. So that's how it is.
Because there's no record.
There's no record.
Especially age की तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं. I think now they can at least write births. But मुझे लगता है कि हमारे parents की तो वो भी नहीं थी ना.
Yeah, no. But then they don't even register time even now.
Yes.
You have to ask them, and then they will state the time. Otherwise, they don't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So that's where numerology comes in more handy, that even if you don't know the time of birth, it can still give you a lot about you. So it tells about the whole personality, and I love numerology. I am a life coach too. And numerology was a tool that helped me assess people like this. So because it tells tells, okay, these are the strengths, these are the weaknesses, this is the potential, this is the career opportunity charts. And there are so many people who consult me, okay, we want to apply for immigration. What are the favorable dates and days? So it helps in all these things. And then an amazing thing, how numerology helped me. So initially, before learning it, I used to feel so many hurdles in my life, Mandana, that I used to work so hard, but the
Results were not
outcome were
there.
not
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And after learning numerology, I changed the spellings of my name. Added an extra A. And after that, literally, without exaggeration, doors of opportunities opened up to me.
Wow.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah. So that is one practical thing that I saw from numerology. That's how you can actually change your destiny a bit, because 60% of it will not change. That is your destiny number that comes from your date of birth. And then 40% comes from your name, and that can be changed.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So if you need to get in touch with Raheelaa and understand and take a session and understand any part of these sciences, and then they are sciences.
They are sciences.
So
yes.
I think one just needs to open up and feel and just experience it to know what and how it can change your life. So thank you so much, Raheelaa. It's a pleasure to
you.
have you. There's so much to talk about, but I'll cut it short and say thank you to all of you and keep tuned in. If you have any questions for Raheelaa, please send us in comments and we will be passing it on to her. Thank you.